I grew up in Elk City, Oklahoma. I was born in Illinois. My dad worked for the oil company. He worked for Shell Oil Company, and he retired in 1959 in Elk City, Oklahoma, and we moved to Washington State. And we were out there during the World's Fair. My dad had two different a drive-in and a restaurant during that time. I went in 1968, February. I was an 11B50. That means I was a grunt or an infantry, and I was a buck sergeant. I did a year here before I left to go to Vietnam. And I trained troops out in California, and I trained troops when I got back. I was wounded in Vietnam, blew up my knees and got shot in the right leg, and I got shrapnel on this whole left side. So I didn't die. I thought I was going to a few times, but I didn't. And I thought the food was horrible. By the time I got out of there, it was wonderful. Well, there's a lot of things you wasn't sure that you could do, and after you were in the military, you realized you could do just almost anything. If you were given the orders to do it, you did it. Doesn't matter what it was. So I had a recurring dream when I got back, making me wake up cold sweats and all that. And we were in a firefight one time, and it was that reoccurring dream of that happening that I dreamed. And I dream in color. So it was green and black and red and, you know, all the colors. So it was kind of a bad thing. That was when they found out I had PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I think the military is a really good training field. I really do. I mean, there's so much crap going on now. Kids need to learn what the rules are. And a lot of kids, they don't even have rules. Their parents don't whip them, you know, and things like that. And I think that's one of the problems. Drugs, we had, you know, marijuana and things like that in Vietnam, but it wasn't horrid, you know. I mean, you didn't have to smoke it, you know. Could if you wanted to, but you didn't have to. And nowadays it's altogether different. I mean, I see kids that aren't even out of high school. They're 16 years old, and they don't even know they're in school, you know. And that worries me. So I would like to see kids go into the military. I'd like to see them not get wounded, but I'd like to see them go into the military and learn the rules. And because there's rules on everything, whether you're driving down the street or if you're in a coffee shop drinking coffee or whatever, all those things, there's rules. You can't go in there screaming and hollering, beating on the table. You need to learn the rules. So I think that's good for children. I'm a little taken aback, I got plenty of medals, you know, for being over there and for doing this and that. Cherokee Nation is great. I nap arrowheads, I do that kind of thing, so, and I enjoy being a Cherokee. So my mother, she was a star, and I don't know what field that puts me in, you know, but I had one of my great-great-grandparents, he was killed. He was with Stan Wadey when they got pretty well eat up right around here close, and over on Spavinaw. It's important. It is real important. I want my kids to know it. It's important. And I think all Cherokee people ought to take that into consideration, that being a Cherokee is real important. I mean, all the war stuff and all that kind of stuff, the people don't know this, but the Cherokees were a warring tribe. I mean, they fought. They weren't afraid to fight in the Civil War. They weren't afraid to fight any war. So that's how I feel, that if you're supposed to do it, you're supposed to do it.